What up guys? So today I am filming a different type of video than I usually would. I hope you can see me because my camera screen does not flip around. But yes, I'm using my brand new camera that I got for Christmas. I filmed like 3 videos but they are not uploaded yet. So today I have to film a science video, like a video for science project. But I'm using my channel, so I hope you guys enjoy the video and learn something new from it, because I've actually never done an informational video before. So I hope y'all learn something new. But anyways, so today we are going to be talking about evolution. And I know that they teach you in church, like the evolution might not have happened, but this is what I've learned in science class, and if you don't agree with it, then I'm sorry, this is legit what I've learned in science. Anyway, I have it all typed up here on my phone, so let's get started. As I said before, the topic is evolution. And I'm not trying to change your point of view or your opinion on this. I just have to make a video for science class. So, yeah. But anyways, evolution. So, back when evolution was first discovered, I should say, or like looked at, many scientists theorized that evolution was a thing, but none of them could decide, had evidence why. Until one day came along this very interesting scientist named Darwin. Now, Darwin's father wanted him to be a surgeon, but back then, they did not have pain medication or, stuff to make you numb, so they pretty much just gagged the person, tied them to a table, and left them open. Now, Darwin didn't like that, Darwin instead wanted to be a scientist. But not just body and stuff like that. He wanted to be an environmental scientist. So, he went on this journey around the world with his father's okay, of course. And he saw so many different species of animals, but in each place he stopped, he found a different species that had evolved, or looked like it had evolved. Because the one big thing he saw was had to stop at the Galapagos Islands. When he docked in the Galapagos Islands and saw many different species of animals, and he was amazed. But the one that really caught his eye were the finches on the islands. Because the islands were separated by water and it's a group of islands, the species of finches on the islands were different. Now, I know what you're thinking, but how were they different? Well, the finches' beaks all were different, for the geography of the island, like what food they had. Like, some on one island had better beaks for eating cactuses and stuff like that. Whereas other ones that were thicker and bigger. And whereas other ones were better for eating bugs and picking stuff off the ground. And so he saw this and he was like, wait, evolution. How did they get onto the island? And then how did they do this? Well, he thought maybe they evolved. They obviously are the same animal species, but they're also different species. They're all the finches, but they're all different. So he proposed that evolution was a thing. And reading off my phone. Yes. And this isn't only prominent in finches. It's also prominent in whales. And now I know what you're thinking, how could whales evolve? They live in the water. Shouldn't they just be
So now you guys
may be wondering, well, how did these finches exactly adapt to their food source? Well, it's a little thing called natural selection. And what natural selection is it's basically survival of the fittest. The birds with the beaks for, say they lived on an island with cactuses. So the birds with the better beaks for eating the cacti would eat all the cacti, but the birds that could not eat those cacti would die off because they couldn't eat food. And then since those birds with the beaks that are not fit for eating cacti or whatever they had to eat would since they died off, the ones with the beaks for eating the cacti would still be there. So they would have the opportunity to reproduce. And then after a few generations, the beaks would have, become, a dominant trait in that specific bird for that specific island. Whereas on the next island over, the birds will have a completely different beak. So, but this didn't only happen with those birds. Scientists were examining, whale remains and stuff, and they found something that completely confused them. They found out that whales have hip bones. Now, why would a whale need a hip bone? They don't. The point is, they don't need hip bones. They are completely and utterly useless. They are a useless bone in their body. But why do they have them? If they don't need them, then why do they have them? Well, fossils of whale-like organisms have been found, and they do have limbs and stuff, like arms and legs, that may have been used for walking on land. But they also have a tail that could have been used for swimming, so they could have been like frogs. They could have walked around on land and swam in the ocean. But it doesn't only happen with whales and finches, it's happened all around us. The animals we see today would look very different from fossils we find from millions of years ago. But they also will look slightly similar. In ways like, there are certain, if you go to the Museum of Natural History, there is an exhibit of what looks like humans. But they also look like monkeys. But they're not monkeys. Because they don't have tails. Anyway. They're not monkeys, they're not chimps, they're not any of that. So get that little thing telling you that we evolved from monkeys out of your head. Because we didn't. We evolved from the theory is we evolved from monkey-like organisms, like chimp-like organisms, but they aren't. They look like humans, or old humans, like olden day, not olden day, but like millions of years ago humans. But now we look like what we do today. And that just means we adapted to our environment around us. Like, we didn't need all that extra hair, so they made it thinner. What am I talking about? Yes. So they made it thinner. And we have less of it now, except on our head. And we didn't need to be that. Being short also wouldn't help us very much either. So we adapted to be taller. Because, the taller of those organisms would have survived, and the ones with less hair would have survived because the climate was changing. But we also don't, there's many similarities, but there's also many differences. So, yes. Plants also evolved. There are plants from millions of years ago that are completely different from the ones we have today, but they also look similar, like I said, with humans, and with whales, and with finches, and all of our plants. Recently I had to do a project for my teacher, and we had to draw two organisms. One had to have an adaptation that helped it in any way, and the other one had to have an adaptation that did not help it whatsoever. So I drew flowers because I can't draw animals for the life of me, and with those flowers, one, they lived in a grassy area, and so it was all green and stuff, and it was tall grass. So the one flower was all different shades of green, so it would blend in with its surroundings. And the other flower was bright colors, and it was like, hey, come look at me, I'm a bright colored flower, which would make it standoffish to predators. So the predator could see, hey, that's a pretty flower, I'm gonna go eat that because I can see it. And it would not see those green ones. But yeah, so Darwin proposed the theory of evolution and gave evidence. Natural selection starts with overproduction, then variation, then struggle, and finally successful adaptation. And plants, animals, and humans all have evolved, or theorize. We theorize everything has evolved. But yeah, so I hope you guys liked the video, and I will give you guys feedback on how I do with this, and I hope you like this too. I hope you like this, everyone. So I hopefully will be posting another video this Friday. If not, it will be posted next Friday because I have decided I post on Fridays now. As you'll see with my intro in the next video. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys learned something from this, and I didn't just ramble on the whole time because I don't know, it took me 5 tries to film this. But yeah, so I hope you guys liked it, and I will see you guys all on Friday. Bye!